Hey guys, Anne here. I was tagged by Elli over at the Bibliophile to do the must reads tag, which is an original tag by her. So I am going to do that now. This is my first tag ever, so that's kind of exciting, I guess. But yeah, I'll get on with it. So the first question is, name the main ways you discover books to read. And to show some books that you discovered this way. So the first, I think probably the biggest way that I find out about books to read is just books that my friends or my family lend me or give me that, kind of come up in conversation. So a few examples. First one is Oaxaca Journal by Oliver Sacks. My friend gave me this for my birthday. It's kind of completely different than anything that I would usually read or pick up on my own. It's just is his journal as he's traveling through Mexico with a group of amateur fern aficionados, and it has like let me see, there's like lots of illustrations about the different ferns that he finds, and it's just him enthusiastically being excited about looking at ferns, and it's great. I liked it. Another one is Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. A friend from back home was talking to me about this, and she was reading it in her book club and said it was really good, and I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll check it out. So I did. Less excited about this one than about the ferns, but yeah, it glows in the dark. That's kind of cool. The next way, I guess, that I get to know about books is probably through BookTube, which is kind of one of the reasons why I joined, just so that I would get a taste for what else is out there beyond the things that I normally look for. So one, I guess, yeah, I can't show you any examples of that. I'm reading the Lumineers right now, which is kind of, popular on BookTube that I wouldn't have heard about otherwise because I don't read book news, I guess. Yeah, and then what else? A few other things. I don't know. I get The Economist, and I like to look at their book reviews, but I don't make a point of looking for other book reviews. But that is, in fact, how I found out about The Goldfinch, because that was reviewed in The Economist. And then also Mercy at Mercy's Bookish Musings did a review of it, and I was like, oh yeah, I read a review about that. I should pick it up, and I'm really happy that I did. I recommend that you read this. It's great. And lastly, I like to get books for people for gifts or just because, and that's how I found out about The Disappearing Spoon. As you know, I got that for my dad for his birthday, and then was like, well, I should probably also read it, so I did. And I did the same thing with the book that I got for my brother for Christmas. I read that before I gave it to him, and yeah, maybe that's a bad habit, I don't know. Question number 2. Do literary awards influence whether you will read a book or not? No, they don't. They don't. I usually don't do a lot of research about books before I buy them or are given them. So I will just kind of read whatever. If somebody tells me it's good, then I'll read it. Question number 3. Do you feel pressure to read books that are considered important works of literature? Yes and no. I think I probably would prefer to say no more than is actually true. I kind of do. I have a shelf in Goodreads that is called Read Because I Felt Obligated to. And usually they're pretty good. But I will give you an example of something that I feel obligated to read. This guy. I'm not excited about this at all, but I really feel like I have to because everyone's like, oh, it's so good. And my mom gave it to me, and yeah. Not excited about it. Yeah, so maybe not important works of literature, but popular books I feel really obligated to read. That doesn't make any sense. Or it just shows that I'm shallow, I guess. I don't know. Number 4, does the average star rating of a book on Goodreads influence whether you decide to read a book or not? I'm going to say no, because usually I don't, as I said, I don't do a whole lot of pre-book research, but once I get partway into a book or something like that, then I'll start looking things up, or I'll look at the Goodreads review or the Amazon review or whatever. But that doesn't usually deter me from finishing whatever it is I'm reading, so it's just kind of like to inform me, like, if I feel kind of blah about the book, do other people feel that way? Maybe not, maybe so. Am I abnormal? Whatever, that type of thing. Yeah. Number 5, show some books that you think are underhyped or have low star ratings, but which you enjoyed and would recommend to others. I haven't looked at any Goodreads ratings for this, but I generally feel like Scarlett Thomas, I'm going to do this by author, I guess. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Scarlett Thomas, and she's really good, and she does mystery really well, and she does it very complexly and kind of with an eye for science, I guess. Or not for science, but kind of like for patterns and for the things that you usually find in mathematics, like theoretical mathematics or something. Not that I know that much about theoretical mathematics, but I really like her, and I think that she's, at least in the States, maybe she's not that popular, so she's a good person to check out. And then another kind of not very well-known author, but maybe becoming more well-known, is Mikhail Bulgakov, who wrote The Master and Margarita, and The Heart of a Dog, and White Guard, and Black Snow, and probably a few other things that I can't think of right now. But he's a really excellent yarn weaver, I guess, and just like the fantastic elements that are present in Heart of a Dog and Master and Margarita are really excellent, but the realism that grounds White Guard also just, I don't know, they kind of like show, take him through his paces, what he's capable of, and he's capable of a lot, so I really like him as an author, and if you haven't read anything by him, then you should check it out. But be prepared for a heavy dose of communist commentary, or commentary on communism, if you do. So if that's not interesting to you, then maybe get Scarlett Thomas instead. Okay, so last question, number 6. Show some books on your TBR that have been influenced by either hype, awards, or other ways. Okay, so I showed you The Book Thief. What else? I need to read this because my friend gave it to me, Bruce Chatwin in Patagonia. We were going to go to Patagonia together, but that's not happening because of life. Grace lent this to me, Grace Eichmeier, and it was discussed a lot in a lot of my university classes. The spirit catches you and you fall down. And so I need to do this. So this one is partly hype, partly recommendation, I guess. This is I went on a kick a little while ago and looked up all of the Nobel Prize winners in literature for a while, and then decided that I should try and read more Nobel Prize winners. So I went and got this by V.S. Nypal. I got his particularly because, he is a Nobel Prize winner, but also I really like Paul Theroux, the travel writer, and he purports to be friends with V.S. Nypal, and in some of his books he's always kind of like name-dropping him, and so I would like to know more about what this guy's about. So I got that. And then this, I don't know when it came out, but it's called Ready for a Brand New Beat by Mark Kurlansky. This is one of those things where I actually bought this for a friend of mine, and I'm intending to read it before I give it to her. And I made the mistake of telling her that I got this for her, but I have a few other things that I need to finish before I read this one, so I hope she's not waiting for it. But yeah, anyway, so that is my must-reads tag. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you think about my reading style. I don't know. I guess with tags you're supposed to tag other people, but I don't really know who to tag, so if you want to do this tag, you are tagged. Please feel free. It's kind of fun, and it made me think about like where my reading material comes from, which is kind of, I hadn't really thought about that before. So, yeah. Oh gosh, this is 10 minutes long. I'm going to stop now, but thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.